What's up, everybody? I'm Jay Rush with Sweet Rex. I'm an amateur barbecue award winner, chef ambassador for Chargriller, and today we're doing smoked Mississippi pot roast. So for today's cook, here are our ingredients. We will be using 2 packets of Hidden Valley Ranch seasoning mix, some peppercinis, 5.5 pounds of chuck roast, 1 stick of butter, some beef broth, and 2 packets of au jus gravy mix. And we'll be putting it all together on the Chargriller XD. So while we got our pit coming up to temp, we're going to go ahead and hit this with a little bit of seasoning, and today all I'm using is just a standard SPG, and that's all we're going to be using on the meat because later on we're going to infuse all of those other flavors of the ingredients that we went over earlier. So you want to hit, I'm not going too heavy, I'm going to pat it, make sure the rub sticks to the meat, flip it over, treat the other side the same way. You want to get every single side of the chuck roast. Like I said, not too heavy. You don't want to go too heavy on this because we're going to infuse all of those other flavors as well. Any parts that you missed, you can just dump some more on there. And we're looking good all the way around. Like I said, we're going to let our pit come up to temp. And by the way, if you guys want to check out and see how I run my smoker, maintain temperatures, and manage my fire, I'll put the link in the description below. So be on the lookout for that. So now while this sets up, like I said, wait for the pit to come up to temp, and then we'll get it on the grill, on the smoker. So today we'll be running the Chargriller XD between 275 and 300 degrees. And we're going to get some smoke on these for at least 2 hours. Within those 2 hours, it's not going to be fully cooked, but we're going to get enough smoke on there to do what's going to come next. So once these are on here for 2 hours, pull them back out and add the other ingredients and get it back on. So here we're about 2 hours into this cook. We've got some good smoke on it. It's a nice color, developed a nice color. So next what we're going to do is go back to our ingredients from earlier. This is the beef broth. And I just want to put this beef broth in here so, you know, we can have a little juice for what's going to come once this is put together. So we got some beef broth, 1 can of beef broth. We got the au jus gravy mix. And we're just going to dump it right on top. Sprinkle it around. Same thing with the other one. Sprinkle it around. Next we're going to go in with our ranch packets. Try to coat the top of it. Same thing with the next one. Then we're going to go in with half a stick of butter in each one. And we're going to add our peppercinis. Just for a little kick. If you do this at home, you can use however many peppercinis you want. You can use whole peppercinis, sliced peppercinis. I'm also going to take a little bit of juice, add that to the pan. I think we're looking good right there. Next up, all we're going to do is wrap it with some aluminum foil, and then we'll get it back on the smoker. And we're going to let it cook for at least between 200 and 210 degrees, or until it's just pull apart tender. So we got a couple more hours to go, maybe about 2 hours, 2 to 3 hours. Get it back on the pit. Continue to let it cook. So we're total 4 hours into this cook. We smoked it on the smoker, just the chuck roast by itself for 2 hours. It's been in this pan for 2 hours. Right now, all I want to do is check for resistance. I'm not checking for a specific temperature, just to see if it has any resistance. There's a little resistance, but not much. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just let it sit on here, maybe about 15-30 more minutes, give it a little time to break down some of that fat content inside of the meat. And then I'll check it in about 15-30 minutes. Get it covered back up. So it's been about 30 minutes since we last checked it. We're gonna go ahead and check it again. Like I said, we're only probing for resistance, not to a certain temperature. So let's go ahead and check it out. Yeah, there's barely really any resistance. So what we're gonna do now, just for any video purposes, it's at 211, 212. Yeah, 211, 212. So what we're going to do now is we're going to get it off of here, get it over to the table and start shredding it, and then we'll see what happens next. So here we are, finished product. After total hours of 4.5 hours, total cook time. What I want to do right now is just shred it apart, and we're going to get ready to build our Mississippi pot roast sandwich. Look at that. Look at that smoke ring. Has really nice color. Smells really good. Shreds apart easy. Just like pulled pork. It's not pulled pork. We're going chuck roast today. So once I get this shredded apart, I'm going to show you guys how I build my Mississippi pot roast sandwich. Now for one of the best parts of this video, time to build the sandwich. I got me a French roll here, a couple of slices of cheese. This is mozzarella cheese, by the way, if you make this at home. Of course, you can use any kind of cheese you want to. Get my French roll open up here. Go ahead and lay our cheese down. I'm gonna go ahead and start putting our Mississippi pot roast. Still mixed in the jus. The meat is still hot enough to where it'll still melt the cheese if you like to melt the cheese. If not, you don't have to use the cheese. But you can't tell me that ain't a sandwich. Also, what I want to do is take a couple more peppercinis, put it right on top. I'm not mad at that at all. Check that out. So this was an awesome cook. I really enjoyed this cook, but now it's time for the most important part, the taste test. So you guys see me put it together already. Just gonna roll it up, put it in half, have at it. I'm sorry. All these flavors come together very well. The savory with the banana peppers, with the sweet spicy banana peppers, the cheese, the smokiness from the roast. I gotta take another bite. if you haven't tried this, I would definitely put it on my to-do list. But if you don't have a smoker, perfectly fine to do it in the oven. But with the smoker, you'll get that savory smoke flavor, that heavy smoke flavor, and that's what makes a difference for the sandwich. So that's all we have today for Sweet Rex. I really appreciate you guys stopping by to check out the video. If you guys have any other ideas you want to see made into a video, please feel free to drop them in the comments. You can follow us on Facebook, Sweet Rex Barbecue. You can follow us on Instagram at Sweet Rex Barbecue SD. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to get notified of future content. Thank you.